Welcome learners, we are going to see the lecture video on writing instructions. Instructions are directions or guidelines presented in written form that explain how to perform a task, follow a process or use something correctly. For example, a lab instructor giving directions to the students how to conduct themselves inside the lab and provide guidelines in performing an experiment. Also, an exam supervisor instructing candidates on the do's and don'ts while writing the examination is also a scenario of instruction. Instructions can follow the syntax below while we are framing instructional statements, namely using direct and active imperative statements. You can find the example, rinse the burette with the given solution. The word rinse is a direct verb, imperative verb used for an imperative statement. So in examination, you should underline the direct verb in black color ink. On the display, you can find for seeing an aesthetic purpose, I have used the verb rinse in red color font. So you have to go in finding writing a statement directly and use active imperative statements. Let us go with an example so that you can easily understand. So now we go for writing instructions to be followed in a language enrichment center. The first instruction is that leave your footwear in the shoe rack outside the lab before entering into the lab. And similarly, you can find the imperative statement for the second statement starts with the verb ensure. Ensure that you are in proper dress code and wearing ID card. Similarly, when you happen to see the third statement, deposit your belongings, bags or notebooks in the rack provided at the entry point inside the lab. Fourth point is that keep your mobile phone in silent mode and leave it in the bag before entering into the lab. If you happen to see the fourth statement, we have used two imperative statements having the same idea. In that case, we have combined those two imperative statements and given in the fourth statement. So we have the verb keep and we have the verb leave. And if you come across the fifth statement, bring your notebook and occupy the seats allotted to you as per the instructions provided to you by the course or lab instructor. Follow the instructions given by the course lab instructor on the tasks to be performed inside the lab. In fifth and sixth statement, as we done earlier, you can find the verb is used or highlighted in red color font, and you can use your black color ink as been explained before. If you happen to see the seventh statement, enter your details like name, roll number, system number, signature in the entry notebook without fail. And also the eighth statement, hand raise at your place for any clarifications, help needed from the instructors. Ninth statement, keep the floor space neat and tidy. Put the waste papers into the dustbin while moving out of the lab. Again, you can see here we have used two imperative statements clubbed in one point because it has the same idea, and we have used the verb keep and put. The 10th statement says, leave the lab only at the end of the lab hour with the due permission from the instructor. You can find all the 10 statements or 10 sets of instructions have been properly coined and framed with a proper syntax, and we used direct and active imperative statements with starting from a verb. So from this you can understand again that the statements used here will fetch you a good mark because it eases out the energy of an evaluator, and the evaluator will be happy to find the answers are pixel clear. So we shall meet you with a new video in the next coming series of videos. Until then, thank you.